didn't have to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over.
I answered them on Quora, but I'll answer them here. They're kind of weird questions to me anyway, but I guess things are different in other states. Maybe like California and different places it's different. But first question is, somebody asked me, if I did not live in St. Louis, Kansas City, or Springfield, Missouri, what did I identify as? Did I identify as Springfield, or I identified as none of those? I'm from Phelps County, Missouri, south of Rolla. I grew up on the farm. A lot of times though, I would say I'm from Rolla just so that it'd give people a better idea, because it's a college town and people would know it better. They ain't gonna know 12 miles south of Newburgh in the middle of nowhere. Still can't get service out there. But I went to school in Newburgh, Missouri. So I didn't identify as being from St. Louis, Springfield, or any of that. I will say this: when I got to Licking, Missouri, funny thing about Licking, Missouri, not far from there is a town called Annett, A-N-U-T-T. So you got a town Licking, and then you got a town called Annett. That's about 25 miles from, it's in Texas County, but it's about 25 miles from where I live. I got along with a lot of people there because a lot of them were from Springfield, you know, because it's probably about the closest prison, level 5 prison to Springfield. But, you know, you had people from all over. Second question was, and I think this is from the same person, if you were not from these major cities, how did people react to you? You know, how did they hate you or like you or whatever? I had friends from St. Louis, I had friends from Springfield, Kansas City, you know, people I got along with, worked out with and stuff. And just all over Missouri, small towns, big towns, Jeff City, you know, northern Missouri, southern Missouri, the Boot Hill. I knew one guy called Boot Hill. Like I said, I got along with a lot of people from Springfield, but before that, I got along a lot of my friends, including Kevin Hoppy, who I talk about a lot on here. He's from St. Louis, and he would get people from St. Louis would get aggravated if you call all of the St. Louis area St. Louis. They said there's St. Louis and then there's a county, St. Louis County. To me, it all looks the same, but it's not a good idea to tell them that, you know, because to them there's a difference. And I guess it's the same as in Kansas City, because you know, there was a guy I knew, got along with. He was from northeast Kansas City. There was people from Independence. When I got to Algoa, there was a bunch of people from my hometown of Newburgh, Missouri. But yeah, one of my workout partners, he was from St. Louis. Actually, I think it was actually a suburb of St. Louis. It was called like St. Clair or something like that. I can't remember. It started with a C. I had at the Walls, I had a friend from St. Louis besides Kevin Hoppy. His name was Mike, and he was from a place called Dago Hill. He used to talk about Dago Hill a lot, and I can't tell you a lot about it or what it seemed like like nowadays, because the only time I knew about that was at the Walls, which was back in the late 80s and early 90s. And it's just what from him and like one or two others would tell me. But apparently there was a place called Dago Hill. I guess it's where a lot of Italians are from, I don't know. And maybe it's still there, I don't know. In Licking, I had a friend called Boz, because he was originally from Bosnia. His family lived in St. Louis, and he was telling me that St. Louis has a huge Bosnian population. Another friend in Licking, Missouri, was from St.Charles, Missouri. There was one I knew at the Walls and at Farmington. His name was Jim Short, and he was from Farmington, Missouri. And when we got sent to Farmington, he'd go out and sit by the fence and just look out. And he went crazy, you know. It's really sad. There's some that are from towns that I can't even remember the names of, but there's small towns. I remember the guy from Tightwad though, because I didn't really believe him. I had to look it up when I got out. There was one guy in Licking who used to talk about the Lake of the Ozarks a lot, and he was from Iberia. There was a guy from Lebanon. There was a guy at the Walls from Steelville, Missouri. He called me his homeboy, even though Steelville is quite a ways from where I live. I mean, not a real long ways, but I wouldn't call him a homeboy just because he's, 50 miles away or whatever. One person was from St. James. There was a guy from that called me Rolla all the time, and I think he was from New York. But everybody, if you got along with somebody, they didn't care what town or city you was from. I did see some, back when I was at MSP, I did see some fights sometimes between arguments, tension between Kansas City and St. Louis people. But for the most part, it wasn't like that. If you got along with somebody, you got along with somebody. I'm trying to think of this one town, I just can't think of it. In Farmington, there was a person from Hannibal, Missouri. And I think he also talked about a town called New London. And Quincy, Illinois, which is apparently right across the river from Hannibal, Missouri. But he was actually from Hannibal, but he talked about these other towns and stuff in the same area. Anyway, got those questions out of the way, and if anybody in the comments or from certain areas, let me know. If you did time here or there or whatever, if you people who did time from certain areas, and if you're an ex-con or you're somebody who has an incarcerated loved one and you want to come on the show, let me know. And email me, harveytalksprison@gmail.com, and we'll get you on there. It really doesn't matter where you're from, we'll do it, but I would like to have some people from Missouri come on too. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.